Welcome back to another episode of Iniquitous News. I'm your host, Lawrence Johnson. Let's get right into it. Pete Hegseth, fired. Well, not yet, but he should be. Another group chat leak. So this is around the same time he was doing the Yemen, giving them attack plans out. You know who else he had a group chat with? His wife and his brother and about 15 other people sending the same exact attack plans. I don't understand if he's just having like a regular group chat, like, guess what we about to do? We're going to war. We're about to bomb these people. But this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And the NPR has already reported that most likely they're looking for other people to fill his position now. They haven't outright fired him yet, but he about to get fired. Pete, you a DUI hire, and we all knew that. I mean, even the Democrats put this tweet out and said, oh, look at his phone, probably shaking like a stripper. Drunk as hell, group texting away. I just can't imagine why you would ever tell your wife and your brother in a group chat when we're going to attack people in Yemen. And the fact, this is what you had to say about it?
You know, what a big surprise that a few leakers get fired and suddenly a bunch of hit pieces come out from the same media that peddled the Russia hoax. Won't give back their Pulitzers. They got Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. Pulitzers for a bunch of lies. And on hoaxes, time and time and time again. And as they peddle those lies, no one ever calls them on it. See, this is what the media does. They take anonymous sources from disgruntled former employees, and then they try to slash and burn people and ruin their reputations. Not gonna work with me, because we're changing the Defense Department, putting the Pentagon back in the hands of warfighters, and anonymous smears from disgruntled former employees on old news doesn't matter. So I'm happy to be here at the Easter egg roll with my dad and my kids, because, you know, this is what we're doing it for. These kids right here. This is why we're fighting the fake news media. This is why we're fighting slash and burn Democrats. This is why we're fighting hoaxsters.
There's absolutely no accountability taken. You guys are just fake media, hypocrisy, starting stupid stories. What you should have done is just got ahead of the curve, and when the first group text leaked, just say you had the other one. It's like, my bad. I didn't know I was using Signal the wrong way. And they probably would just brushed over it. But now the fact that we know you also was texting your wife and your brother about war plans, oh, you are cooked, my friend. I know Trump is not happy at all. And good luck. See you never. Because I know for a fact, by the time this video comes out until the next day, you're going to be fired. And if you're not, I don't know. That just means Trump not on his P's and Q's because people is pissed. Donald Trump wished everybody a happy Easter in the most insane festive feeling way I've ever seen. The only happy Easter was in the first sentence. Then he immediately went into the radical left to just start blaming people for shit. Talking about the judge ain't shit, Joe Biden ain't shit. Our whole entire country is just run by illegal immigrants flooding the country. It's just like, yo, you woke up on demon time, his son? On the Lord's day, he has risen? I know it wasn't for this. Bro, bugging out. This looked like a crash out in real time. And he typed all this out and then hit send to the world as, this is my happy Easter message to all you guys. And he calls himself a Christian, like a God, man. Like he does the most for God out of any president. I know Jesus is God looking at this tweet like, well, good morning to you too, motherfucker. God damn. And this all stems really just because the Supreme Court is doing what the Supreme Court is supposed to do, blocking shit that he's trying to do. Like the Illegal Aliens Act that he's trying to push through, they blocked it. And for Trump, that's a huge loss. He's pissed. And so how does he take it out? On everybody. He just hates everybody. If you are not on Trump's side, if you're not supporting him, you are cooked. That's just how he be moving and grooving, vibing and sliding around the world. But it's just like, this is what the Supreme Court's supposed to do. You can't just think that you're going to get everything your way. That's just not how the presidency works. That's why there's 3 branches, checks and balances. You up there think you could just run this shit like a dictatorship. That's not going down. RIP to the Pope. I just know J.D. Vance was not the last person you wanted to meet. And people are calling J.D. Vance the Grim Reaper, the Antichrist, because as soon as you go over there, next thing you know, Pope. Going to heaven, I hope, but J.D., come on, son. You couldn't wait a little bit? Damn, at least he made it to Easter. I'm not trying to blame JD. Obviously, the Pope was ill, but it's just like some things right themselves. And it's like, as soon as JD said, thank you so much, even though the Pope was like, okay, I'll meet dude, but I'm going to send my second in command, go preach to him and tell him what he need to be doing because dudes bugged the fuck out. We need to be helping the Palestinians out. That's what the Pope needs to be remembered for. Every day, he would FaceTime people from Gaza, wishing the best for them, hoping and praying that they're going to get through this genocide. JD want to make it about himself, saying he's so honored. Can't believe I got to meet. Man, he did not want to meet you. You ain't shit, JD. Then Jamie Raskin, the Democrat, he goes on TV and he just starts threatening other countries. He's like, oh, when we get back in power, and we will. I'm like, son, this is day 90. You understand that we have another 3 years of this left? He's like, oh, guess what? We keeping notes and tabs on who and what countries are agreeing with Trump on anything, and hell will be paid. It's just like, Jamie, slow your fucking roll, buddy. First off, you have to get people on the side of Democrats again. Like I said before, you guys are running like a chicken with your head cut off. And then you threatening other countries right now in the position that we're in, middle of tariff wars. It's a time and a place, my friend. Slow your roll, Jamie. Goodness gracious. We got enough enemies as it is. You should be going out there, reaching out to different countries, say, oh, guess what? When we get back, no worries, you gonna fuck this shit up. We gonna figure it out and we gonna get back to good relationships. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of Democrats, they've lost the playbook. They don't know no more. They kind of just like, well, I think this is how we gonna win. This right here, sending out mass threats to different countries, not a winning formula. Brian Fitzpatrick may have just started war with Russia by himself on his lonesome, because what did he do? He went over to Ukraine and did this. So, Brian, if you didn't know, going to a foreign country, signing a missile, and then pressing send on that missile multiple times, recording it, and then uploading it, is basically telling Russia, oh yeah, as a U.S. and the United States, we're at war with y'all. Guess what? Here's a missile. Send it. Fucking crazy? Putin could see this and be like, okay, now the war is engaged with the U.S. It's time for that. Next thing you know, we got missiles coming our way, son. See? I fucked up. I'll never be fucking up my sentences like that. But this dumbass shit, you just had me stuttering just now, because I cannot believe somebody in the government would go over to Ukraine on the front lines, sign a missile, put Putin's name on it, and then hit send. That has to be the dumbest thing, most egregious thing I've seen all week. And there's been a lot of bullshit happening. But to let Russia know, oh yeah, we sending missiles? Yeah, that was me? Oh yeah, you're a dumbass. We don't want to fuck with Russia, because if you haven't seen, Putin and Iran, yeah, they on the same page now. They have shook hands, made a deal. Oh yeah, what's going on? No matter what, I got your back, you got my back. So I didn't want to fuck with Russia in the first place. But now we know superpowers are linking up. And it's just like, this is not the time to be fucking around with Putin. Sending missiles and signing them? Are you stupid? Moving on to Israel and their genocide as they continue it. Remember the 15 paramedics that were killed in open fire, murdered, then buried, and then the ambulances also buried? Guess what the consequences were? One person stepping down. Yeah, that's what happens when you murder people for free, strictly for vibes, nothing. Because you're in Israel and you're committing an ethnic cleansing and a genocide, and now you're proving it to us by saying, oh, well, we agree with how we carried this out. We feel like it was needed. We don't think that they had enough information, even though we saw the video of the ambulance. Very clear, it was an ambulance. We heard the shots. We saw the video of them getting killed and executed. Then you tried to bury everything. They said, oh, well, yeah, the burying stuff, that probably wasn't the greatest idea. But at the end of the day, we agree with what we did. So committing mass murder and putting them in a mass grave is okay. That's what they're telling you. So this is why I want to stop funding Israel, because it's clear that even when they commit murder and are caught on camera, there are no consequences that have to be paid, other than one person stepping down and probably just getting in a different position somewhere else. Not like he was actually fired. No one was even arrested for killing 15 people and then burying them and then burying the ambulance they came in. And then another UN person pulled up after that 15 minutes later, killed her too. They don't even report that. They went to the news and said, oh yeah, well, here's the video, but we can't release it because looks pretty damning. And what did Mike Huckabee have to say about the help?
This past weekend, Dr. Hanan Balki, who is the regional coordinator for the WHO for the Eastern Mediterranean region, called upon me to put more pressure on Israel to bring humanitarian aid to the people of Gaza. I appreciate the message from Dr. Balke, and today what I would like to suggest is that we work together on putting the pressure where it really belongs, on Hamas, to give us the opportunity to open up those humanitarian channels. So we call upon Hamas to sign an agreement so that humanitarian aid can flow into Gaza to the people who desperately need it. When that happens and hostages are released, which is an urgent matter for all of us, then we hope that that humanitarian aid will flow and flow freely, knowing that it will be done without Hamas being able to confiscate and abuse their own people by not allowing those resources to get to the people who desperately need it.
So bro just said the quiet part out loud. Yes, we are starving them, which is a war crime, but we'll stop starving them maybe if they just sign this thing and release the hostages, even though Hamas has already said we will do an all for all in exchange. But now all of a sudden, starving people is okay, that it's fine, that this is what we have to do until Hamas is out of power. It's just like, this shit hurts my head, the contradictions that go back and forth with this shit. We are funding a genocide. It's too bad. I'm gonna look back on history in about 30, 50 years and be like, God damn, at least I tried, because what the fuck? Dude just said out loud, oh yeah, we starving them. How crazy is that? Do you think that's an appropriate action to take somebody out of control? Yeah, we're gonna starve them. And the killing did not stop there. Fatima Hassana and her 7 family members, all murdered in airstrikes. Rest in peace. She had a documentary about to come out in Cannes Film Festival. And surprise, surprise, she gets taken out. Now, some people say, oh, it's just an accidental military strike. Obviously, that's what Israel said. But as usual, they target voices. They figure out who has any type of motion out of the group. And if they're in this designated area, oh, we are going to kill them. She's taken photos. She's been a journalist. She's been speaking out against what is happening in Gaza while being on the ground in Gaza, which is way more heart than I got. You couldn't catch me over here in Gaza because I know most likely I would die. And now she has paid the ultimate price, and hopefully her voice is not silenced, and her documentary wins a bunch of awards and is not just all of a sudden disappeared like everything else over there. But the fact that her and all her family has died from an airstrike, and this is supposed to be the enemy, this girl that's doing a documentary showing people what the fuck is happening, I don't know, y'all. Again, every single day, I'm just like, wow, Israel gets more and more evil by the day, and I didn't even think that shit was possible, son. Like, what the fuck? And if you're wondering how Easter was for Christians over there in Israel, well, take a look. As I mean, like, Christian Zionism, I don't understand that whatsoever. Because every video I see about how Christians get treated over there in Israel is fucking terrible. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, but the 60 Minutes interview almost got pulled because of that. Because someone was going to do a documentary on 60 Minutes of how Christians were treated in Israel. The head of our relations called up 60 Minutes before it even aired. While the doc was being made, he called up the president and he said, oh, I don't want Israel to be shown in a bad light. How do you know they're going to show them in a bad light? Because you know Christians are being treated badly in Israel? Very eye-opening. So Christian Zionists out there, it's the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm just letting you know that now. A UFO video was captured in Brazil. Take a look. It's crazy because I see so many UFO videos now, I don't even know what's real and what's not real, but that looks very real. I like that he did the zoom out all the way to the street and then zoom back in on that motherfucker. But that looked like a real UFO to me. Now, who's in there? I have no idea. Have they been here for mad long? Is it the government? Are they from aliens from outer space? I don't know, but I know one thing. That shit looked like UFO, and that looked like aliens to me. This is crazy to me that this used to break the internet, right? It used to be headlines everywhere. They slowly took the alien UFO shit and they just kind of just be like tossing out there, oh yeah, isn't that crazy? UFOs are all around. Alien, oh yeah, we have no idea who these things are, but guess what? You can capture them on a phone, but who knows what happens? It's like, I remember when this shit used to be taken down and classified. Next thing you know, they locking that shit up and they locking the person up and calling them crazy that posted it. Now it's just like, oh, whatever. Just another alien video. What the fuck? No, what is that? Let's do some investigation. What the hell is that? Playoff basketball started, and I could not be happier. But one of the most eye-opening things is Nico Harrison had his first interview when the season ended, and this guy, come on, Nico, are you fucking stupid?
I did know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know it to what level, but really the way we looked at it is, you know, if you're putting a team on the floor that's Kyrie, Clay, PJ, Anthony Davis, and Lively, we feel that's a championship caliber team, and we would have been winning at a high level, and that would have quieted some of the outrage. And so unfortunately we weren't able to do that, so it just continued to, you know, go on and on.
First of all, yeah, you probably should be fired because I understand what you was trying to do with the Luka and AD thing, but to not get no picks and no players from the Lakers, it was like borderline like, what the fuck's going on? You guys backdooring? Is there something happening that we don't know about? Because this deal made no sense. AD is a dog for sure. If Kyrie would have been healthy, I think the Mavs could have made an honest run. But to sit here on TV and then be like, oh, I didn't know Luka meant that much to this organization? The fuck? They all saw him as Dirk, the next coming. He will bring, even if it was one championship, they would have been happy. He'd have been a career guy there, statue outside, Luka, everybody wears 77, and you fucked that up for them. Do you understand that? Now they have no perennial superstar to attach themselves to for the next 10 to 15 years. You traded a dude that was about to hit his prime. Yeah, Nico, you probably should be fired. You made a lot of stupid decisions. Now, you're right. You can't predict injuries, but at the same time, you could get more than just fucking AD. AD is a dog, but he's also 33. I mean, what the fuck? Speaking of Luka and the Lakers, they went up versus Ed Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I ain't gonna lie, Timberwolves was matched up perfectly. They ain't playing around. People talking about Lakers are 5, Lakers are 6. I don't know. I think the Timberwolves may get this done in 6. Because if they come in again and whoop them, 2-0, ain't no way. I mean, Ed Edwards, he talking that shit. Not for real.
LA, baby. LA, motherfuckers.
He said, Rudy got 200 mil and my dick bigger than yours. That's some real, like, if you the person recording, you probably deleted it and didn't even send it nowhere because it's like, what the fuck can you possibly say to that? I think out there speaking fact. He said, fuck basketball. Let me tell you about real life. Now, obviously, it's pause on the dick side shit, but I had no idea, but like, whoa. That's what you said before checking into the game? And then y'all go belt to ass with the Lakers? Crazy. And Jay McDaniels, let's just say this now. Yeah, Luka was dropping buckets, but bro be locking the fuck up. Brian, you need to get in Brian mode, start wilding. Austin needs you more aggressive if the Lakers stand any chance. But I think this is probably going to be the best, most entertaining series. Knicks and Pistons was also good too, though. Knicks going on a 20-something run at the end. That shows the Pistons need another score because Cade was not aggressive enough. I'll tell you right now, NBA basketball is back, and I'm loving this shit. Moving on to Music Mondays, one of my favorite segments. We have the new Lyrical Lemonade lunch table with Nino Paid. Unreal.
Burn them or give them to someone you trust. I'll be cool with the world on fire as long as everything cordial with us.
Then they calling this the Peter Griffin freestyle. And I'm talking about this white boy is tough.
I pray to God take my enemies, but he took my bitch. I ain't never got a beef from energy, but I'm still gon' trip.
Not gonna lie, bro was vibing and sliding for real. That's bars. Next up, we have Evidence by Caleb.
Kick the demons out, no, you can't stay up in my residence. Jesus knocking at the door, so I had to let him in.
I never heard no songs from bro, but that's the first song I heard. I'm like, that's tough. And last but not least, we have Moving Like That, Derby. Next up, we're going to talk about the whole Austin Metcalf and this Carmelo Anthony situation, because currently people on the right wing, specifically dweebs like Jake Lang, are trying to make this into a race war, which doesn't really make any sense. Now, I will question, why did Carmelo have a knife in his backpack? Who knows? But at the same time, I've been in violent neighborhoods. Some people feel like that have to move around. But at the same time, if the roles were reversed and there were two black people that were kind of pushing around saying, oh, you got to get the fuck up out of this tent, to a white boy, and the white boy came, stabbed him, would people on this right wing like Jake Lang not be saying that was self-defense and they had what they had coming to them? I always thought everybody believes in self-defense. Now, was this an overreaction? Most likely. Now, obviously, it sucks when someone loses their life, but to say this is a race war and, oh, this is white guilt, what the fuck are you talking about? And then to use his face when his dad told you specifically he didn't want that, and then you get mad at the father? I mean, listen to this clip.
Would you be willing to stand by me in a press conference or in an individual interview and talk about this issue that is larger than Austin at this point? God rest the beautiful young man's soul that would have been one of our strongest voices if he was still alive today. Yes, I am, sir.
Okay, my turn to speak. You are part of the fucking problem, my friend. You're trying to create more race divide than bridging the gap. I do not condone anything you do. You do not have any fucking...
That's called white guilt.
No, let it talk, man.
My son, let me finish. I give you your time. You take my son's face off your website. I am not associated with you. I don't...
You're creating more Austin Metcalfs with your weakness, sir.
Thanks.
You are creating more Austin Metcalfs
Black
with your
man
weakness.
here, you are being weak. I gotta be honest with you about that, sir.
You're being weak. Condemn your son's killer and the culture that caused it.
So the dad specifically tells you you're part of the problem, that he wants his son's face taken down off your website because you're using him to try to push your narrative. And the first thing you says, that's white guilt? You're showing your weakness? When before you were just praising how good of a father he was and that we lost somebody that could have been such a powerful voice, but now he's weak because he's like, yo, what are you race baiting for? You're part of the problem? It's like people like Jake Lang, bro, you deserve to get beat the fuck up. You clearly did not get punched in that little ass head when you was growing up, because you would not be talking to people like that just lost their son so aggressively if you hadn't put these two up before. I hate fucking people like this. I'm sorry that he didn't push the narrative you expected, but to then immediately attack him, like you're a shitty human being. And then you got the little black dude in the back. Oh, yeah, little yes man. Like, bro, you're a fucking loser too. As soon as I see the light blue button up, no tie, no nothing, fucked up haircut, I know your opinion means zippo, zero, nada. You're a dweeb, just like your boy Jake. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Iniquitous News. As always, hate and subscribe. I appreciate you guys coming on this journey with me because we just getting started. Like I said before, Daily Show, we coming for that. For real. INN is here to stay. I'm out.
You've just tuned in to another edition of Iniquitous News Network with Lawrence Johnson. Don't forget to hate and subscribe.